Welcome back, everyone. This is Arafel playing Lady Knight Saga. Last time we finished exploring the main district of town, recruited our first additional party members. We've got Stella, we've got Reno, we've got Ali, and we've got Mobco. There is room for one more person in the active party, but we don't have anyone else at the moment. Our mission is to go investigate rumors of incarnations of the evil dragon, which are supposed to be powerful monsters that herald the revival of the evil dragon itself, which kind of seems like a big deal. But yeah, let's come over here to the residential district and look around. Tutorial Fairy. Produce. I guess it's like produced by Beginner House, produced by Tutorial Fairies, so this is not your beginner house from Final Fantasy VI, but it's a similar idea. Do you know what this shining thing is? This is the Dragon's Pulse. We heard about this before. You can save near them. They have an effect that keeps monsters away. If you investigate them, you can save and party configuration even in dungeons. Incidentally, you can save anywhere in towns. You can make your party at Bar Mama. That feels like it has to be some kind of idiom, but who knows. Stone Bridge, 100 times. That sounds like an idiom. Yes, Stone Bridge, something about hitting it 100 times. It's not in the dictionary I have here, but yeah, they recommend saving frequently. Standard RPG stuff. So there's light overflowing from this, you can save, you can change your party. Pretty basic stuff. This fairy is explaining equipment. Anyway, I'm giving you this. It's a fire wordstone, so that will probably be the standard defenses plus fire. It says go check all that in your menu and talk to me again. Okay, so we'll check that. And indeed, we have extra fire resistance. Did you take a look at it? Defense power is 0, but it has in the effect thing that good against fire, which means it has fire damage. If you have Ender's accessories that also have that, the damage you've taken is increased, reduced to a further half. So your elements, you have magic elements, you got fire, wind, earth, ice. As you've heard, are the 4 spirit magics. Light, dark, holy, evil are the 4 divine magics. Physical attacks, you have piercing, slashing, and bludgeoning, 3 types. If you have something that says X on it, that means it's not good against that. So if you have a wordstone with those, it gives you a weakness against those, instead of the standard neutral. Yeah, wordstones will commonly have this common resistances on it. And something, if you want further physical resists, you want to use not a wordstone, but inner or accessory. And as thanks for listening all the way through this, here's some innerwear. Anyway, talk to the fairy again if you still don't understand. Kurutigada. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means, but 3 defense and resist piercing. It's small, but protects your vitals points. The breastplate of some kind. Yeah, we'll put that on Stella. So 2 more defense and resist piercing. Yeah, you can get some nice stuff just by talking to people, in particular the tutorial. So here's your explanation of healing stuff. If you stay the night at the inn, you do not recover health or magic, much less being knocked out. So if you want to know what to do about healing, each town, and sometimes inside dungeons, you'll have these healing Mikos. Miko being basically like a priestess, shrine maiden kind of thing, usually associated with Shinto. If you want to recover MP and even KO status, use the full recovery option. If you just want HP, you can use the cheaper one. Here's some money, try it out. Welcome! Recovery dojo. That's like out and about, basically, I think. One moment. Deru Haru. Yeah, it's like a business strip or branch store in some cases. In Beginner's House. Here's your standard cost there, 30 gold for full heal, 10 for just MP, or just HP. And yeah. Okay, they are saying something new, so did you try recovering? Oh yeah, choose the full healing if you want to do that. MP and KO, if you just want HP, do the cheaper one. By the way, it's not that inns are meaningless. Aru. Yeah, there's stuff that can happen. Even if you're in a party of all women, if you stay the same night and under the same roof, stuff can happen. Particularly with that one status effect. Attention, attention, hello, hello. This is the beginner's house. Various information to help beginners. I recommend listening them out, and anyway. I'm glad you're here, newbie. Here's where we learn about Stella's depravity score and treasures inside places. Are you ready? No. You're supposed to say yes. Good answer. So, this depravity score has a connection to treasure, and here we're going to explain it. Okay, so confirm what should be obvious in this world. There's treasure. It is normally a crime to just take treasure that's in people's houses. Yes, it is. They're kind of lampshading that this basically never happens in RPGs. And you're a knight, so that would be a bad thing, right? Look to the right there. We've got a bar, we've got a wood chest, we've got a treasure chest, and we've got like a cabinet, basically. Bureau. There'll be treasures inside them. And that's what this point is about. So, in the pots. Yeah, pots made out of clay or whatever, etc. Doesn't think there's anything important there. Okay, so if it's in the pot or whatever, you can get away with taking it. Which means you can take them regardless of your depravity score. Maybe not the nicest thing in the world, but no biggie. Next, we have the wooden chests. So what's in here? Probably not that valuable. If you want to take that, you need 30 or more depravity. And they're just repeating that. Remember this. And mostly it goes up by going through H stuff. If you want treasure, maybe you should go find those. Next, we have the treasure chests. Of course, they're more likely to have good stuff in them. You need 50 depravity to open these. And then we got these things. You're going to find some unusual stuff in here. Rare and valuable. Probably useful. Well, not necessarily useful, but rare. Maybe underwear. Anyway, if you want to go through these and take stuff out of them, you'll need a depravity of at least 70. Of course, if you find stuff out in dungeons, hey, no problem, just take it. And it's kind of a reward for listening through all this, you can just take this stuff. Okay, and you can repeat that if you want. So we've got a poison cure. We've got a beast fang. We've got apple water. And we've got a pretty ribbon. So, there's our poison cure. It's exactly what you think it is. Apple water recovers 33% MP, as opposed to the 30% of magical cherries, so basically the same. Different source. Got a beast fang, that's a crafting material. We've got that apple leaf we got from someone else, another crafting material. And we got this pretty ribbon. Just a cute ribbon, nothing special. Is that an accessory? Yeah, you can equip it, but again, it doesn't really seem to do anything. Kuma. This is talking about your depravity score again. It's a measure of how far you've fallen from the Knight 7 ideals of a knight, basically. You can use your Holy Talisman item to check that at any point. And it goes up more from doing naughty stuff than from doing unknight-like things. Or if you let your companions go through that sort of thing. Also, allowing it to happen to other people, they're saying, tends to raise it more than going through it yourself. Which kind of makes sense. If you're foisting it off on other people, that's kind of meaner than if you take it on for yourself. Anyway, letting it go up is kind of problematic as far as being a knight goes, but normally there's no particular problem with it being high. Probably. Yeah, as I recall, it doesn't really harm you in any way except for one particular boss. There's a bug leg. There's one particular boss where its attacks get stronger the higher that is. But otherwise it's no big deal and is generally to your advantage because it lets you take, for instance, whatever's in here, if it gets high enough. And it also can be a prerequisite for unlocking some of the H scenes if you're trying to collect those. Anyway, there's a man who's seen fairies talking about how the bunch of fairies moved into the house. Weird fairies moved into the house next door. They keep saying things like "attention," and it's bothering him so much he can't sleep. But yeah, if you have things in jars or whatever else, you can just take it. If you have things that's in the public areas of towns or in dungeons or whatever, you can just take it. If you have things that are in chests or drawers in people's house, you can't just take it. Okay, monsters have been getting more violent lately. It's unsettling. Praying to the Holy Dragon for deliverance. Is this revival of the evil dragon truly going to happen? The end of the world is near! Pray! Yeah. May the guidance of the Holy Dragon be with you. He's talking about the group that we just saw. This guy doesn't particularly like that sort of stuff. Another simple house. Got some medicine. Yeah, talking about adventurers having no manners, just waltzing into people's houses. It's like, yeah, okay, I know sometimes you can't help it. Something about a monster seed in the Lowtown. But yeah, apparently there's something problematic going on in the slums. No surprise there. Okay, that's the deal with the bureaus. You can look at what's inside them. A legendary helmet, apparently. But you can't take it unless your thing is at least 70, so it's like teasing you. It's like the game is trying to encourage you to raise that stat as quickly as possible. But I'm going to try to avoid raising it at all. Okay, the lady is out. I have a sad-looking instructor. Yep. Talking about how they're not making any progress in their piano lessons. The maid is cleaning, going la 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 la. Some people just like their job. This guy over here, he's worried about something. Yeah, apparently his daughter is giving him all sorts of trouble. And of course you can't take that unless your thing is at least 50. You can't even see what's inside it. So at least they're not teasing you. Yeah, I checked that already. Here's a guy in armor. A cursed townsperson. You can't get his armor off, it's cursed. Would you give me a purifying cross if you have one? That'll dispel a curse. I do not have one. I don't think they were for sale either. There's some medicine in his bathroom. Looks like he has a bath next to the kitchen. Okay. Yeah. General goods store. Yeah, they're not selling crosses. Okay, we haven't come down here, so... Ani-san Kochira. Yeah, they're just playing tag. I wish you could probably guess from what they're doing. Yep, Owen doing laundry says there's nice weather. This looks like some kind of scholarly person. And here we have a... Let's see, that's a high something or other scholar's hat. So I guess that's like a fancy scholarly hat. But of course we can't take it. Monsters are truly mysterious. There are some that attack people for reproductive purposes, and there's some like that I'm used to seeing in faeries. I'm not used to seeing it as a compound with person. Like yokai or yoma or... But yeah, there's some that take on human form. Possibly because the revival of the evil dragon is said to be near. There's been a lot of tentacle monsters lately. And he's like, oh, a knight, you're here at the perfect time. Would you help me with my research? He's looking for a leaf-like thing that some monster called a wisdom drops. And he'll reward you if you bring one. I think it's that leaf that the one adventurer gave me. Okay, yes. That will allow him to advance. Yep, that's the apple leaf. So this is a wisdom leaf. It's almost like an apple leaf. Size is a bit different. Yes, this is good information. Here, take this for, yeah, 100 gold as a reward for bringing him that thing. There's a lot more he needs, so if you have time. So he is looking for something called a, like, mass of ice lump, that's formed inside of the bodies of a monster called a snow girl. Probably something like a crystal. So there's a bit of a side quest here. You can get extra money by bringing him stuff to further his research. And then there's the slums. I don't think there's much of importance here if we're avoiding the sleazier events. But yeah, this is definitely broken down. This is where the poorest of the poor live. Not really the place you want to go. This guy's house isn't even a house. There's nothing here, get out. Okay, we give the kid some money. I'm not sure if that has effects. We got some kind of heavy metal. Yep, it's heavy. That's just a crafting material. We got a rock. Some medicine. Kind of feels bad taking from these people, but yeah. Yeah, it's a shabby house, but it's one of the nicer ones in the slums. Yeah, the water's kind of gross, not the best place to do your laundry. You got a cheap rod. I believe that's a weapon for mage types. Yep, 1 attack, 5 magic, or 5 spirit. So if I had a mage, that would be decent, but I don't. Drunk guy's like, hey, what are you looking at? I think that's like a stick. Club. Okay. So for people who use hammers, that's a 4 attack, 1 defense hammer. And we have a kind of creepily smiling woman saying, this isn't someplace you should be. And yeah, nothing in these. Okay, this is the kid we give money to. Is this your home? Is here by himself? Parents? Don't know. They kind of disappeared. But he has lots of friends, so he's not sad. And Stella's kind of amusing herself. You know, the central district and the residential district, things are pretty good, but not so much here. We really shouldn't have orphans this close to the castle. Or, you know, in the... It's not right for the orphans when, like, right in the shade of the capital. And he's kind of staring, and... at her chest. Yeah. But yeah, nothing much going on in the slums. Let's just end the day by going out to the world map, finally. And we find that we don't have a traditional world map. It's a menu-driven movement. So we are currently in the area of the capital city, Gran. We can enter the town, we can head towards the snowy mountains, or we can head towards the northern village. So they did recommend coming here first, so we can go into the village itself, we can go into the fields, or we can go back towards the capital. Let's go into the village. Yep, it's a sleepy farm town. And next time we'll be exploring around here. I believe there's another character we can get here. And at this point we want all the characters we can get, if only to have a full party. So, yeah. I'm back next time. This has been Arafel playing Knight Saga. We're starting to get a bit of progress. And not just backstory.